When The King, Eternal Monarch aired in 2020, it wasn't just another K-drama release. It was an event that brought together two powerhouse names in the Korean entertainment industry, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, and created a love story that felt larger than life. The series itself was a blend of fantasy, romance, and science fiction, but beyond the breathtaking cinematography and intricate plot, it was the chemistry between its leads that captivated audiences worldwide. Viewers couldn't help but ask themselves, were Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun only playing out their roles on screen, or was there something deeper unfolding behind the camera? This is the untold story, the journey that continued after the final episode aired, the whispers and mysteries that linger to this very day. Lee Min-ho had already carved his place as a household name long before this drama. From Boys Over Flowers to City Hunter and The Heirs, he was the ultimate leading man, the kind of actor whose name alone guaranteed international attention. But The King, Eternal Monarch marked his return after military service, and fans expected nothing short of brilliance. Kim Go-eun, meanwhile, had proven her unmatched acting depth through Goblin and various films that showcased her versatility. She was not the conventional beauty idol, but she was magnetic, the kind of actress who drew you into her world with sheer authenticity. When these two forces came together, it was as though the universe itself conspired to weave magic on the screen. The story of Emperor Lee Gon and Detective Young Tae-yeol was one that spanned across parallel universes, yet somehow, the emotions they portrayed felt more real than most love stories set in the ordinary world. Their glances carried weight, their embraces seemed genuine, and their kisses stirred the kind of emotions that transcended fiction. Fans across the globe immediately began to wonder if what they were watching wasn't just acting, but an echo of something real between Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun. Behind the scenes, that suspicion only grew stronger. Clips circulated online where the two would share quiet laughter, subtle touches, and lingering stares that didn't seem rehearsed. One moment that particularly ignited fan theories was the playful ice cream scene on set. Lee Min-ho, ever the charmer, teased Kim Go-eun by offering her a bite, and her reaction wasn't the kind of polite laughter actors exchange during downtime. It felt personal, intimate, and genuine. Another memorable moment was the way he would look out for her comfort on set, guiding her gently through crowded spaces or making sure she wasn't overlooked in interviews. To outsiders, these might have been small gestures of professionalism. To fans, they were clues, little sparks of a flame that might have been burning quietly between them. When the drama ended, one might have expected the buzz to die down, but instead, it only grew louder. Media outlets published endless speculations, fans dissected Instagram posts, and theories spread like wildfire. Lee Min-ho, who is notoriously private about his relationships, didn't help quiet the storm. He posted photos with captions that many claimed were subtle hints, sometimes flowers, sometimes words that seemed coincidentally aligned with things Kim Go-eun had recently shared. The timing was too perfect to be dismissed. Kim Go-eun, for her part, didn't fan the flames directly, but her knowing smiles during interviews did little to calm the restless excitement of those rooting for the two. While their professional careers took them in different directions after The King, their names continue to be spoken together, as though destiny refused to separate them completely. Lee Min-ho began preparing for new roles that would challenge his established image, diving into projects that emphasized emotional depth over sheer glamour. Kim Go-eun carried on with her own string of successes, showing her range in genres far removed from fantasy romance, yet she remained the actress who could convey heartbreak and joy with equal intensity. And yet, no matter what they did separately, when fans discussed legendary K-drama pairings, their names resurfaced together every single time. So, why does their connection still hold such power? The answer lies in their rare, effortless chemistry. Chemistry in acting is often manufactured through rehearsals, camera angles, and clever directing. But what Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun shared seemed untouched by artifice. It was the kind of bond that felt lived in, as though they were two souls speaking a language only they could understand. When Lee Gon looked at Tae-yeol, audiences swore it wasn't just a king gazing at his detective, but Lee Min-ho gazing at Kim Go-eun. When Tae-yeol wept in his arms, It was as if Kim Go-eun allowed a vulnerability that extended beyond the script. Their performances carried a depth that no one could script or stage, and that is why their story resonates even years later. The untold story lies in the what-ifs. What if their friendship blossomed into late-night conversations no one else heard? What if their connection grew into something stronger, a bond hidden carefully from the chaos of fame? What if, beyond the polished interviews and red carpet appearances, they were quietly writing their own love story? These questions may never be answered directly, yet the mystery itself fuels the fascination. In a world where fans yearn for fairy tale endings, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun became the perfect canvas for imagination. Fans didn't just watch their drama, they expanded it. They became storytellers themselves, creating fanfiction, art, and video edits that imagined a reality where the emperor and his detective lived happily ever after. Entire communities formed online, bound together by the shared hope that what they saw on screen might mirror something real off-screen. Some speculated that perhaps they remained close friends, confidants who understood the unique pressures of their shared industry. Others clung to the dream that perhaps they were quietly nurturing a romance shielded from the public eye. The truth is known only to them, but perhaps that is what makes the story so enchanting. The lack of certainty leaves room for endless imagination. And in that way, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun have become more than just co-stars. They've become symbols of what fans desire most, a love story that bridges fiction and reality. Years from now, when the great K-drama pairings are discussed, their names will inevitably rise to the surface. Their impact wasn't limited to the series itself, though the king, Eternal Monarch, will always remain a milestone. The legacy they left extends into the emotions they stirred, the conversations they sparked, and the hopes they planted in millions of hearts across the world. They didn't just play characters bound by fate, they created a cultural moment that continues to resonate long after the credits rolled. Whether or not they are romantically linked in real life may ultimately be irrelevant. What matters is that together they redefined what K-drama chemistry can look like. They proved that sometimes acting transcends performance and touches something genuine. They inspired fans across continents, united strangers through shared admiration, and left an indelible mark on the history of Korean dramas. The story of Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun after the king, Eternal Monarch, isn't about a definitive ending. It's about the open-ended possibility that continues to inspire. Maybe they remain only friends, bound by respect and shared memories. Maybe they are more, keeping their love hidden away from the relentless gaze of cameras. Maybe their connection is something in between, neither fully defined nor easily labeled, but powerful all the same. What is certain is that their bond, whether real or imagined, continues to thrive in the hearts of those who witnessed it. And perhaps that is the true beauty of their story. The greatest love stories are not always the ones that are fully revealed. Sometimes, it is the half-told tales, the ones shrouded in mystery, that resonate the most. For fans, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun remain a reminder that love can exist in glimpses, in shared laughter, in moments that defy explanation. Their story lingers in the space between fiction and reality, and it is there, in that space, where the magic lives on. So while the cameras may have stopped rolling, the story hasn't ended. Somewhere beyond the scripts, the sets, and the interviews, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun carry with them the legacy of a love story that fans will never stop believing in. Maybe the king and his detective still walk together, not in parallel universes, but in this very world, hand in hand, unseen by cameras, untouched by gossip, and shielded by the power of their own truth. And the story of Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun after the king, of their story, Eternal Monarch, waiting to be about a definitive ending. The story of Lee Min-ho, it's about the open-ended possibility end with that speculation or whispers. Maybe they remain on in the way fans continue to celebrate their bond and shared memories, even years after the king. Maybe they are more. Eternal Monarch, keeping their love hidden away from the relentless about gaze of undeniable chemistry. Maybe their connection is something in between. What makes this fully defined so nor easily labeled? Perhaps it's the fact that their story feels unfinished. What is certain is that like bond, a book where the final page has yet to be written, continues
that
to
sense of
thrive
what comes
in the
next
hearts of those
keeps
who
the
witnessed
world
it.
waiting,
And perhaps
hoping,
that is the
and
true beauty of
endlessly
their
imagining.
story.
When
The
we think
greatest
about
love
Lee
stories
Min-ho,
are not
we
always
see
the
more
ones
than just
that
an
are fully
actor.
revealed.
He is a global
Sometimes
icon whose
it
name
is the
echoes
half-told
across
tales,
continents,
the
a
ones
star who has
shrouded in
grown
mystery
with his audience
that resonate the
From
most.
his early days as
For
the charming
fans,
Gu Junpyo
Lee
to his
Min-ho
regal
and
role
Kim
as
Go-eun
Emperor Lee
remain a
Gong,
reminder
his
that
journey
love
reflects
can exist
not
in
just his
glimpses,
versatility
in
as an
shared
actor,
laughter,
but his ability
in
to embody
moments that
characters
defy
that feel
explanation.
unforgettable.
Their story
Fans
lingers
admire
in the
his
space
talent,
between fiction
but they
and
also
reality,
admire his humanity.
and it is there,
the small
in that
moments
space,
where his warmth
where the
and
magic
sincerity
lives on.
peek through the
So while
polished
the cameras
exterior
may
of
have
stardom,
stopped rolling,
Kim
the story
Go-eun,
hasn't ended.
on the other hand,
Somewhere beyond
carries
the scripts,
a quiet power.
the sets, and the
She's
interviews,
not the typical leading
Lee
lady
Min-ho
defined
and
by
Kim
glamour
Go-eun
alone.
carry with them
Instead,
the legacy of a
she
love
commands
story
attention
that
with
fans
depth
will
and
never stop
authenticity.
believing in.
Her
Maybe the
characters
king
resonate
and his
because they are
detective still
layered,
walk together,
flawed, and
not
human.
in parallel universes.
From the immortal bride
but in
and
this
goblin
very
to the
world,
sharp detective
hand
and the
in
king,
hand,
she is shown
unseen
again
by cameras,
and again that she can
untouched by
breathe
gossip,
life into roles
and shielded
in
by
ways
the
that
power
leave
of their own
audiences
truth.
deeply moved.
And maybe,
together,
just maybe,
these two
the most
form an
beautiful chapters
extraordinary
of their
balance.
story are
His
still waiting
commanding
to be
presence,
written.
paired
The
with
story
her
of
grounded
Lee
emotion,
Min-ho and
his
Kim
star
Go-eun
power
doesn't end with
harmonizing with her
speculation or
understated
whispers.
brilliance.
It lives on
And
in the
so,
way fans continue
the
to
fascination
celebrate
with
their
their story
bond.
continues.
Even years after the
Fans
king,
notice the
Eternal
unspoken
Monarch
moments,
concluded,
the timing of their
conversations
updates,
about their
the
undeniable
parallels in their
chemistry
words,
remain
the ways
vibrant.
their paths seem
What
to
makes this
intertwine
connection
even when they are
so
working on
timeless?
separate projects.
Perhaps it's
Whether
the
it's
fact
real
that their
or
story
imagined,
feels unfinished,
the bond between
like a
Lee
book
Min-ho
where the final
and Kim
page has
Go-eun
yet
has
to be
become
written.
something
That
bigger than
sense of
themselves.
what comes next
It's a phenomenon
keeps the world
a
waiting,
narrative carried
hoping,
not only
and
by the
endlessly
media,
imagining.
but by the millions
When we
of
think
hearts
about
who
Lee
refuse
Min-ho,
to let go
we
of
see
the
more than
magic
just an
they
actor.
created.
He is
But
a global
here's the truth.
icon whose name
This
echoes
fascination
across
isn't just
continents.
about them.
A star who
It's
has
about
grown
what
with
they
his
represent.
audience.
From
Lee
his
Min-ho
early days
and
as
Kim
the charming
Go-eun
Gu
remind us of
Junpyo
the kind
to his
of
regal
regal story
role
we
as
all
Emperor
want to
Lee
believe
Gong.
in.
His
One
journey
that
reflects
reflects
not
not
just
just
his
his
versatility
distance
as an
and
actor, but his
circumstance.
ability to
They
embody
embody the
characters
hope
that
feel
sometimes fiction can
unforgettable.
spill into
Fans
reality.
admire his
that the
talent,
emotions we
but
see
they
on
also
screen
admire
can
his
mirror
humanity.
something true. The
They
small moments
symbolize
where
the
his
universal
warmth and
longing for
sincerity
connection,
peek through the
for
polished
destiny,
exterior
for
of
a
stardom.
love that feels
Kim
fated.
Go-eun,
And
on
in
the other
this
hand,
sense,
carries
their story
a quiet
belongs
power.
not only to them,
She's not
but
the
to
typical
all of
leading
us
lady
who keep it
defined by
alive
glamour
in our
alone.
imaginations.
Instead,
This is why
she commands
communities like
attention
Midnight
with depth
in Seoul
and
matter.
authenticity.
Because it's in
Her
spaces
characters
like
resonate
these that
because
fans
they are
can
layered,
gather to
flawed,
relive
and human.
reimagine
From the
and retell
immortal
these
bride and
stories.
goblin to the sharp
It's where the
detective and
whispers
king.
turn into conversations.
She's shown again
and
again that
conversations
she can
turn
breathe
into
life
a
into
movement.
roles in ways
Midnight in
that
Seoul
leave
isn't just
audiences
another
deeply
channel.
moved.
It's a gathering
Together,
place for dreamers,
these two
believers,
form an
and
extraordinary
lovers
balance
of Korean
His
drama
commanding
magic.
presence
It's
paired
where the
with her
untold
grounded
stories
emotion,
find a home.
his star
where
power,
the most
harmonizing
fascinating
with her
behind-the-scenes
understated
truths
brilliance
meet the
and
endless
so,
possibilities
the
of what if.
fascination with their story
So
continues.
if you've ever found yourself holding your
Fans
breath
notice
during
the
a Lee
unspoken
Min-ho
moments,
and Kim Go-eun
the
scene,
timing
if
of
you've
their
ever
updates,
replayed their
the
moments
parallels
together
in their
wondering if
words,
there was something
the
more,
ways
if you've
their
ever
paths
stayed up
seem
at
to
night
intertwine
scrolling
through
even when they
edits,
are working on
interviews,
separate
and
projects.
theories,
Whether
then
it's
Midnight
real
in Seoul
or
is your
imagined.
place. The bond
Because
between
here,
Lee Min-ho
we don't just
and
watch
Kim
dramas,
Go-eun has become something
we dive into
bigger
them.
than themselves.
We explore the
It's a
connections,
phenomenon, the mysteries,
a narrative carried
and the
not
emotions
only
that make
by the
these
media,
stories
but by the millions
unforgettable.
of hearts who
And
refuse
it's
to
not
let go
only
of the
about Lee
magic
Min-ho
they created.
and Kim Go-eun.
But here's the truth.
Midnight in Seoul
This
celebrates the
fascination
entire
isn't just
world
about
of
them.
Korean drama.
It's about what they
the
represent.
stars, the legends,
Lee Min-ho
the
and Kim
romances
Go-eun
that shake
remind us
to
of
our
the kind
core.
of love story
It's about
we
the
all want to
artistry of
believe in.
storytelling,
One
the
that
brilliance of
transcends
actors
time,
who bring
distance,
characters to
and
life,
circumstance.
and the fans
They
who
embody
carry
the
these
hope that
stories
sometimes
beyond the
fiction
screen.
can spill
It's
into
about
reality.
you, that
The
the
viewer,
emotions we
the
see on
dreamer,
screen
the
can
believer,
mirror something
who
true.
makes these tales
They
matter
symbolize
long
the
after
universal
final
longing for
episode
connection,
ends.
for
Imagine
destiny,
being part of
for
a community
love
where
that feels
every
fated.
video pulls you
And in
deeper
this
into the
sense,
heart
their
of
story
K-drama
belongs
stories.
not only to them,
Imagine
but to
unlocking
all of
the
us
hidden
who
layers,
keep it alive
the
in our
untold untold
imaginations.
stories.
This
The
is why
moments the
communities
cameras
like
didn't
Midnight
capture.
in Seoul matter.
Imagine being part
Because
of
it's
a
in
family
spaces
that
like
celebrates
these
the
that
love,
fans can gather
the
to
heartbreak,
relive,
the triumphs,
reimagine,
and the
and retell
mysteries
these
of the
stories.
stars you adore.
It's where the whispers
That's what
turn into
Midnight in Seoul
conversations,
offers,
and the
it's
conversations
why you don't want to
turn
miss
into
a
a
single
movement.
update.
Midnight in
Min
Seoul
Ho
isn't
and
just
Kim
another
Go-eun
channel.
gave us a love
It's a
story
gathering
that
place for
defied
dreamers,
dimensions.
believers,
But here,
and lovers
in this
of
space,
Korean drama
we
magic.
keep that love alive.
It's where the untold
we go
stories
beyond
find
the
a
drama
home,
into
where
the
the most
emotions,
fascinating
into the
behind-the-scenes
possibilities that
truths
fans
meet
crave.
the endless
Because
possibilities
sometimes
of what
the
if.
greatest stories
So
aren't
if you've
finished on
ever
screen.
found yourself holding
They're
your breath during a
continued by the
Lee Min
people who
Ho
believe
and
in
Kim
them.
Go-eun scene,
And
if
that's
you've
exactly
ever
what we
replayed their
do
moments
together right
wondering
here.
if there was something
So,
more,
if you're ready
ever
to
stayed
dive
up
deeper
at
into
night
the magic
scrolling
through
if you're ready
edits,
to keep the
interviews,
story alive
and theories,
then it's time
then
to join
Midnight
us.
in Seoul is
Hit
your
that
place.
subscribe button,
Because here,
turn on your
we don't
notifications
just watch dramas
and become
we
part
dive
of the
into them.
Midnight in Seoul
We
family.
explore the connections
Together,
We'll explore the
untold,
and the emotions
uncover
that make
the
these
unforgettable,
stories unforgettable,
and keep the legends
and
of Korean
it's not
drama
only about
burning
Lee
bright.
Min-ho.
Don't
and
just
Kim
watch
Go-eun.
from the sidelines.
Midnight in
Step into
Seoul
the story
celebrates
with
the
us.
entire
Because
world
here,
of Korean drama.
in Midnight in
the
Seoul,
stars,
the
the
legends,
magic never
the
ends.
romances that shake us to our core. It's about the artistry of storytelling, the brilliance of actors who bring characters to life, and the fans who carry these stories beyond the screen. It's about you, the viewer, the dreamer, the believer, who makes these tales matter long after the final episode ends. Imagine being part of a community where every video pulls you deeper into the heart of K-drama stories. Imagine unlocking the hidden layers, the untold stories, the moments the cameras didn't capture. Imagine being part of a family that celebrates the love, the heartbreak, the triumphs, and the mysteries of a stars you adore. That's what Midnight in Seoul offers, and it's why you don't want to miss a single update. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun gave us a love story that defied dimensions, but here, in this space, we keep that love alive. We go beyond the drama, into the emotions, into the possibilities that fans crave. Because sometimes the greatest stories aren't finished on screen, they're continued by the people who believe in them. And that's exactly what we do together right here. So, if you're ready to dive deeper into the magic, if you're ready to keep the story alive, then it's time to join us. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and become part of the Midnight in Seoul family. Together, we'll explore the untold, uncover the unforgettable, and keep the legends of Korean drama burning bright. Don't just watch from the sidelines, step into the story with us. Because here, in Midnight in Seoul, the magic never ends.